equal with men lack ambition. This quote, often attributed to Marilyn Monroe, highlights the importance of women forging their own paths and striving beyond mere equality, emphasizing ambition and individuality. Hello and welcome to Her Story. I'm Chunizuk Selden and we are coming to you from Home Basics, our beautiful location partner. Today I'm thrilled to have a slightly different format of the show. Instead of our usual tete-a-tete, today we have 4 guests and we are hoping to get a discussion going instead of the usual Q&A. Without any further delay, let's meet our guests. Denka is a name that is synonymous to adventure. With a book under her name and so many travel expeditions under her belt, she's arguably the first full-time Bhutanese vlogger who pursued vlogging as a full-on career 5 years ago. Next, we have Chundula, a full-time counselor by profession and part-time vlogger for 4 years now. Chundula's content ranges from daily life vlogs, self-care to food recipes, and what have you. Sharing a similar theme with her own unique touch, we have Tenzin Yanche, who is also a cafe owner, who has quickly become a beloved YouTube vlogger since her first video uploaded a year ago. And coming in as the youngest vlogger with just 8 months of content creation on YouTube, yet having garnered almost 18K subscribers there, we have Pemasi, who has taken vlogging with a completely different approach from the others. Hers mainly comprise of one-on-one interviews over various social media platforms titled Let's Get Real. I'm excited to have these charming and charismatic guests here with me to discuss what it means to be a present-day vlogger in Bhutan. Hello, ladies. My first question, and we will start maybe from Tenzin Mo, what got you vlogging?
I never really started this off thinking that I'd be doing it for a long time, or even like let's have people call me a vlogger, so maybe. I had the privilege of going to the UK for a few months, and while I was there, before I moved there actually, I was working much like everybody who's trying to survive. I was working very hard here in Bhutan. So my mom encouraged that I did not look for a job right away when I reached there. So that's what I did. I did not look for a job. I ordered Uber Eats day in and out, watching Netflix. And then I was starting to go a little cuckoo because I did not have anything of essence to do every day. So my family and my partner, they were like, why don't you start just putting out videos on the internet? You're not so boring to listen to. So I was like, let me try. And I did a video and it didn't do too bad. So I think I just got cocky after that.
Oh, wow. Denka's had a long journey.
I know.
A very successful and inspiring, may I add.
Well, it took me quite long. Currently, I think I have 19,400 subscribers on YouTube. It took me 5 years. So it's like, oh, I've really come a long way, but it's been an amazing journey. I started as blogger first, and then eventually got myself into videos. That's how I became vlogger. So now it's been like 5 good years.
Chundula?
Based on my personal opinion, I just realized that as a netizen out there, when we tend to pick up a phone and look on the internet, we see a lot of influencers who showcase their lives and then the glamour and the charm, and they have this rosy picture out there. And sometimes indirectly, we tend to compare our lives unconsciously to their lives, which can, I feel as a counselor, knowing it better, maybe just based on my little knowledge, I feel like what we see out there on the virtual world can indirectly affect our own negative body image and also causes low self-esteem because we tend to compare ourselves a lot to their lives. So I wanted to bring into the picture about the BTS of all those pictures and videos, what actually happens out there, and show the audience the reality of the mundane lives, basically what I just do 9 to 5, an ordinary person just living an ordinary life, so that I can connect to the audience and show them that behind this glamorous picture or video that's out there, there's always a different story. So that's how I just started.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I wouldn't really call myself a vlogger really, you know. I started this Let's Get Real on TikTok actually, TikTok live, and what I had noticed was TikTok is a very, not just TikTok, all social media platforms is a very powerful space out there where young kids just catch on to everything that the adults are doing, you know. So Then we have, you know, so many of our TikTokers, you know, showing their beautiful skin and their beautiful clothes and their dances and all that. And kids are catching up on to all those. And I was just thinking like, okay, is there something that I can come up with that will show the struggle? Because all humans, we go through struggles and the achievements and every little thing that they don't really show it out on TikTok, you know. So then that's how I came about this Let's Get Real. And I started the show and I had to post it somewhere after the live. I had to post it somewhere and I couldn't do it on Facebook. I couldn't do it on Instagram. So I became a vlogger by default. I had to post it on YouTube.
I think the way you felt it, that you wouldn't describe yourself as a vlogger, I wondered, when I thought of your name, I wondered, would Pema qualify as a vlogger? And I Googled, and it said it's somebody who puts content out on social media platforms. And whenever we think of vloggers, we usually think of people who are holding the camera and talking about what they're doing in a daily life. But she changed vlogging in her ways. You are a vlogger in your unique way. I am gonna ask you the next question first. The focus of your vlogging is usually mental health, or the very unique experiences lived by various people. How did you decide on that? What made you feel passionate about the topic?
I've always been on the emotional side, you know. I've been a very emotional person, maybe because of the experiences that I've gone through, personally experienced myself. And I have had my fair share of, you know, mental health breakdown and ups and downs, you know. And I really didn't have, when I was experiencing that, I didn't really have anyone to really look up to and think like, oh, if this person's gone through, I can too, you know. So I didn't have that. Then in 2023, I had another very serious episode of a breakdown, and but that time I was able to kind of maybe regulate my emotions a little better because of all the inner work I was doing. Then I was just thinking, okay, now if I could bring out stories of different people up there, and then, you know, you never know, a viewer could be watching and could connect with it and resonate with the story and think, like, if she can do it, I can do it too. So that's how I kind of came, you know, around this content niche.
When I started my YouTube journey, there weren't a lot of content creators as such on the YouTube platform. And then Bhutanese content creators on the platform. And I realized that putting a content out there not only focuses on the Bhutanese audience, but it also helps Bhutan as a country to be reached on a global platform. Because recently I met with an American lady who, through my video, came to know more about Bhutan. And then when she had actually come to Bhutan, she made a list of the Chundala things she should actually be doing. So she's saying that it was actually really helpful for her to navigate through the town to the places to go and where to shop, eat, and the places to visit basically. So I feel like that also, directly or indirectly, like they say, every drop contributes and makes it an ocean. I feel like it indirectly also contributes to making Bhutan valued on a global platform, and where there's actually more people recognizing that apart from Bhutan being a small country, we are a blend of modernity and also we have our traditional values at the same time, and we are also going hand in hand with the other countries together with time basically. So I think my specific focus was Bhutanese audience and help connecting them with their daily lives, also helping to recognize our country on the international level. So I think that's what basically my focus was on.
I really wanted domestic travelers, Bhutanese, to actually see Bhutan for themselves, because generally, like, we always aspire to go out, like vacation, Bangkok, Singapore, you name it, but we don't really care much to travel within Bhutan and cherish the rich culture, heritage, landscape that we have. So I wanted to help boost domestic tourism. At the same time, also wanted people to see Bhutan through a local traveler's lens. So it's been 5 good years since I've been traveling a lot, and I feel there's a lot to see still. So yeah, I'm
Yeah, I was going to ask you, have you run out of places to go to now in Bhutan?
trekking places, yes. Like because oh my gosh, like I've trekked almost all the trekking trails in Bhutan. I still need to trek to some trails in central Bhutan, but now sometime I do feel like, where do I go next? And I run out of place. You know what I mean?
I think you have a certain influence on people exploring within the country.
That makes me happy. It's
No,
such a
I
compliment.
genuinely feel like that. In the last few years, we have started to explore within the country.
Trek more, yeah. I see like more trekking communities now, and they tell me like, oh, I've been there through your recommendation, and that is an achievement I feel for me. So I'm like, oh, that makes me happy, and I guess that's a double bliss that I get from contents I create. So yeah.
Tenzin, what about you? Well, you did mention under what circumstances you started vlogging, but how did you decide that this was the style of, the type of content?
As I was listening to the three of them explain their purpose for being online, I just realized I'm a clown on the internet. Because I can't really point a finger on any kind of specific purpose that I started putting out videos like, okay, this video is gonna do this bit. I can't recall. The only general thumb of rule for me would be like, some people have suggested, oh, some videos, why don't you make this kind of video, that kind of videos? I don't want to mention the type of categories because the people will feel called out. But what I felt is, it's not something I would watch myself. So that's my rule of thumb. If I'm going somewhere and if I feel this could be a potential good video, and if I would watch, if somebody else did this video, I want to do this because like some people, they have like picnic videos and fun things, but I personally, I wouldn't be able to make a picnic look fun for some stranger to watch me picnic, if that makes sense. Yeah. So because I did not really have a purpose, but somehow I think I just put out whatever I'm doing, and then some people manage to find meaning in little things that I did not intentionally do it, like, Ani, let me say this so this person will feel this and bit. But people just picked up on it and they leave it in the comments, and I'm like, oh, even I'm seeing it from your point of view, see? So I'm just winging it on the internet.
I think that's the best thing about vlogging, though. It opens a platform for all kinds of people to show their love and their interest and passion in all forms of living. Remember, all styles of living. So, do you guys have any idols? I'm gonna just throw the question to the table now. I'm not gonna go, I've done my 2 rounds. I'm gonna throw it to the table. Do you have someone that inspires you, a vlogger perhaps, and it could be Bhutanese, and it could be someone from the outside, but who do you on YouTube stalk?
For me, it's Jay Shetty. Yeah, I watch his.
I can connect you and Jay Shetty.
Yeah, can you see the thing? On purpose. He has his podcast on YouTube. It's called On Purpose, and I would recommend, as many people to watch it, because the stories that people share, oh my God, it's just so relatable, and you just get so inspired. Yeah, so that he's one person that I really enjoy stalking on YouTube.
My sister's favorite also.
Yeah.
On purpose,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of mindfulness content, my mom.
A lot of thing on mental health, especially.
It would be this YouTube influencer by the name Michelle Choi. What I really connect with in her is the aspect of how she lives in this she has this busy schedule going on for her. She lives in this bustling city. She has a life. She has a husband, and she has this basically just the daily stuffs going on for her. But despite all that, how she finds an escape to de-stress herself and take some time out for herself to just reflect and also do things that actually help to calm her down, because she too suffers from mental breakdowns, and then she sees a counselor online. So just navigating through the daily challenges of her life. And I think she has a pet also, a fur baby. And yeah, I have a fur baby. Or Asho. Yeah, so I think that's how I really connect to her. And so there are some days where I don't really feel like up to vlogging. And when I see how she how she confronts those challenges, it really helps me to actually think about my own, just introspect on my journey and just helps me to go better, basically. Yeah.
That's a very difficult question for me personally when someone asks, oh, who do you look up to? Like for me, I always tell this to people, I seek inspiration from many of people around me. I know I cannot have one idol for sure, because I know that person is not perfect. He will have his flaws, errors. So in that sense, that's when it just demoralizes or just discourages me. Exactly. So I do not have like one solid inspirational person that I seek inspiration from. But coming back to vlogging, there's this vlogger called Eva. She's super adventurous. I think we can like easily connect. She seeks inspiration from Jay. She seeks inspiration from Michelle. Then I from Eva. She's adventurous. She's like riding horse. She's driving her truck. She's traveling around the world, and she's just so bold. And she's like a solo traveler. So just like she said, like sometimes when I don't feel like having my own good day, then I just watch her, and it's like, babe, you know. And then sometimes when people walk up to me and say, oh, Denka, you're an inspiration, and I tell them, sometimes I seek inspiration to get out of bed. So in that sense, I can never have one inspiration, but she is definitely someone, who have sort of encouraged me to just go further, and I am looking forward for her to travel to Bhutan someday.
I worry if I watch one person's content like consistently and like addictively, I feel my content could also shape into the same, and then people be like, oh, you're just copying her. So and I'm more of a TikTok person anyways, because I have the attention span of a toddler, and Ajim's put us in a very nice looking shop, so half the time I'm just like eyeing the things, like wondering, I'm like, I wonder how much that is. So I'm more on TikTok, and there it's just like, feed me whatever, I'll just watch everything. I'll just pay this expensive internet package just to watch 3 cats break 2 cups. I'm just like that.
But that's it, I think. I know, that's it.
Told you I'm a
She
clown.
doesn't look funny, but she's actually funny.
She's very funny. She's so funny. No, but these characters that we usually, in a world there's no social media, only people who we love and who we spend time with, they would get to see that side of us. However, now with social media, we get to show this to others, and these are the people, and others get to, and they get to come back for that personality of Asif Mina, I think. Have you ever felt like you had to be, a lot of the times vloggers are applauded for being authentic, but there are also controversies on the net for people trying to copy, like you said, you don't want to copy somebody else, or fake it.
To make it.
Yeah. So did you ever feel like you had to compromise on that front?
For me, if I don't be authentic, then my content doesn't, survive. So for me, authenticity is always been the key, and there's no way I can fake it. Unless the person I'm talking to fakes it, which I will never be able to know. But from my side, no, authenticity is just the key for my content.
Like Ajim said, of course, authenticity takes you far, and it took me this far, right? But it's not a question of being authentic or not anymore for me. Now what has become important for me is to filter my content. I would just put the contents which people would love to see, and which I would love to see as well sometimes, but not like everything that people want to see. So filtering content has become very important for me.
The YouTube family that I've garnered up until now, it's because they somehow matched with the energy and the vibe that I set out through my videos. And if I change my content, or if I am unreal, basically, I feel they could just sense through the clips of the person I am and the person I'm trying to be. The more real you are, the more people are going to connect with you, and the more people are going to have that bond with you, where they're going to come back to your channel and rewatch your videos, because they just feel like, I'm not the only person going through this challenge or trouble. So yeah, I feel authenticity really takes you a long way in this time.
Let's talk about challenges now. I think being authentic and owing that honesty to your viewers is one thing, Memo. In addition to that, there are other challenges too. What are, according to you, one of the biggest challenges as vloggers?
Our biggest challenge remains ourselves, the own demons we have in our head. Most often we're like say I came to the shop when it was functioning as a business and I wanted to make a video, but I was hard, like, but I'd be shy away, you know, I'd be like, how am I supposed to talk and video at the same time? So I might think, oh, the shopkeeper might not like it, the shopkeeper might hate it, whatever. And I think it goes to just proving the point that it's often not what we think of ourselves, but what we think others think of ourselves. So we just plant a notion, that person must be thinking something bad about me, so you like limit yourself from being able to video or anything in life. And another challenge that I was even talking to Ajim Denker before we started shooting was I was posting like very freely and comfortably, and it got to a point that someone out there in the internet, in the pool of the internet, a person without such good intentions had been tracking about like where I work and some videos I had been doing, and he put dots together to find his way towards me, and I had reached all the way to the police station regarding that matter. Yeah. And he wasn't the first of the kind to happen in such a way. This one time it was my birthday and I had plans with my friends, so I wasn't headed to work, I was somewhere else. But my mom, she said that there were like a bunch of birthday cards stacked in the door, and it wasn't with good intentions. No,
Must be that same person.
Maybe it wasn't like a wow, it was like a rude kind of situation. Yeah, and I've had like, yeah, so things like that. So it's challenging because it's a small community and I've shown where I work and all that, so I've made myself pretty much vulnerable to all sorts of people.
In Bhutan, I think anybody can track anybody, really. You know, it's quite scary that way. It's such a small community. Everybody knows everybody, you know. So
you just need to stand
to
on nose
track,
and numb.
yeah, to track us down wouldn't be really that difficult, as you mentioned. It would.
Ways just to like stage our shows. Now, like she said, one time I got stalked while I was hiking. Yeah, so ever since I'm like, oh, it's quite scary. Yeah, I was hiking, and every time I'm out and about, like my socials are always live. Not I go live, but it's quite instant. Like if I'm hiking, I'm like hiking. I start my hike from point zero, so it's there, right? So I was hiking, and then that person probably knew Denker was now on the trail. So I was hiking and did not harm me, but I could sense someone following me. It was like tap, 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 tap. It was literally in the forest just above Sangiga. I was like, oh, so that day was quite scary, but luckily that person did not even come in front. But I knew I was not safe anymore. I was not safe anymore. So now what I do is I cheat sometime on social media. Like I would only post about my short hike after I get home. Then people don't know I'm on the trail. So in that sense, I've become quite a cheater online. Not really smart, but quite a cheater. Yeah. So I've learned my trick that way. So and sometimes even if I'm traveling, like it's quite a cheat shot that I put on because I don't want people to know that no one's at my place.
Have you ever experienced threats from being online, right?
I didn't fortunately experience such incidents, but I think there are sometimes like this hate messages on my DM saying that, oh, you're trying to be someone else, or I just wonder like somebody actually has the time to create a fake account and then send like 2 paragraphs long like hate message. So sometimes, yeah, I think those are the challenges for me. And the other thing would be the technical aspect basically, because I usually have a set schedule where I upload Mondays and Thursdays usually. That was how I would post actually. But sometimes there are days, I think that's just owing to being a human. I have those days where I'm not really up in the mood to take out my camera and then start vlogging. And when I'm not in the zone, I don't want to forcefully do it because then it actually becomes like a burden, like, oh, I have to post it. And then I think people can just see through it. So the challenge is basically sometimes I just want my days where I don't post nothing for 2 to 3 weeks. I want to detox. So basically that's what I'm doing also for the past 2-3 weeks. There aren't any videos on my channel because I'm just detoxing and I want to just spend time with my family actually right now. And the other thing is, the hate messages sometimes,
The hate messages, how do you guys deal with it? Because I can guarantee, without even asking you, you have received messages that were not kind. How do you deal with it?
I used to be like, okay, now it's time for me to just give up social media because this one person with an anonymous account doesn't like me. So, I used to be like that. But then I was like, screw it. I'm going to continue. I'm going to ignore this person and I'm going to do what I do.
It's like over times I've learned to build thick skin for myself. So before, just like, I used to get so hurt when people would say like, oh, what do you think of yourself? But now I'm like, I know what I'm doing. So I'm least bothered about what you think about me. At the end of the day, I work hard, I make money, I create content, I look after myself, and I don't even depend on strangers to pay my bills, right? So in that sense, now I've become very confident in my own self. In that way, I don't care.
I just consider it flattery to think that someone is so obsessed with my life, trying to pick up parts of bits and pieces what I've put out, and I've even spoken about this on Ajim Masi's life when I had the privilege to come on there. And it's an effort they go through. You need to make a whole new account. You need to make it sound as far as possible as yourself. And then you go to that person's thing, you watch it. You're just dropping views on my videos. So thank you.
Yeah.
What about, because when I was interviewing Denka as a young vlogger, I think one of the challenges as young vloggers is the financial aspect of it. Yeah. Now I don't hear Denka crib about the money anymore.
I might want to talk about it.
But and I want to talk money not only in terms of challenge but also the reward.
Yeah.
Because I know now with YouTube especially and on TikTok too, it has become so much about money.
Yeah.
That people give up their sleep. They give up their sleep. They give up their privacy. They give up their sanity to go crazy on the net, and all for money. So how does money play a role into your life, your lifestyle, your vlogging lifestyle?
I do everything from my phone here. I don't really need to invest because I already have a phone. So, I do my live on my phone and then I just edit on my phone. And so for that part, money is not really an issue. I'd like to talk about the perks though, I really, like I said, I never intended to, post on YouTube and start earning. I swear to God, like it just happened. And sometimes I just feel it's meant to be, it was meant to happen. And when I first started in September or October last year, I just had 10 subscribers because apparently I had a YouTube channel since 2010. And then when I started posting my video, I said, wait, how do I have 10 subscribers? That was in October of 2023. And then by February of 2024, I already crossed, how much do I have now? I'm not too sure, like 10K or 11K or something.
No. You have 17.7K on YouTube.
So now, and it just had to happen in Missy. But I would really like to talk about the money that you can earn.
Which is, I see stars in your eyes.
Yeah. Because I never expected it. See, it's a surprise for me. The first month of, after I crossed the 1,000 subscriber, I got around $200, which is my extra pocket money. I can do a lot with that.
Because you already are a full-time, you also have your own shop.
I have my own business and, I do a lot of things, small things everywhere. But then this one is added income. I can from YouTube. From YouTube only, yeah. So the first month I got $200. Then the second or third month I showed you, right? $800. And then it went up to $1,000. Then $1,500. You can really earn.
What about your experiences? How was it?
When I started YouTube, I never thought or just imagined that monetization also was actually a part of YouTube because I didn't have
I don't think any of you ever got into it because of the money move. Yeah, okay, wow. See?
Firstly, I think we didn't have an idea, and secondly, because Bhutan is actually not really recognized under the YouTube monetization program, so I think it never really struck a chord that, I can even earn from YouTube if I post a video out there.
Right.
So as I started posting, and then finally the 1,000 subscriber mark was crossed, so then I think that's how I went through the process of filling out the form and filling out all the nitty-gritties of the how to basically set up your account. And definitely it has been a plus point. And I also feel like if you post as regularly as you can definitely be a full-time vlogger in Bhutan, because when you post a video out there, it not only goes out to the Bhutanese audience, but it goes out to the globally. So definitely, and again, I think there's a misconception, because many people tell me like, oh, so you upload a video and then you earn money from the video. So actually, you do not earn money from the YouTube video as such, but you earn from the advertisements that are placed on YouTube. So people have to actually watch those advertisements. So if I see it like closely from the Bhutanese audience, I hardly earn anything. It's usually
Because
from...
we don't have ads here.
We don't have ads. So it's usually from the demographics, when I just last checked, it's usually from Australia, UK, Canada and India.
You did a breakdown of the cost. I watched, it was on YouTube. I thought that was very kind of you to be transparent about, you didn't have to, but you did. I was watching it and I thought that was very insightful to give an overview of the money you were making off of YouTube alone, right?
YouTube, and yes, then later on I also did a video of the time I spent in the UK, and I broke down all the expenses and earnings of when I was there, because when we're here, we're very curious, wanting to know all these like important things which are financial bits, but you can't really get yourself to ask someone, and not every time a person would want to talk about their money situation. So now that I've left that part of life, I was like, maybe now I can talk about it, because I'm no longer concerned with it.
So there's certain stereotypes and certain kind of images social media influencers are held up to. Do you find that it works to your advantage? Or do you find that it sometimes bugs you? Like in Danka's case, she said it really irritated her that people expect, people term it as me getting things for free. So when I'm actually putting in an effort of shooting at that location, promoting that word, and then editing it, and exactly. So, has that ever been a problem for you, fighting this image of the social media?
I have fought since day one, like people taking me for granted without realizing my value. And perhaps like when I started being a young vlogger, I didn't know my own value. But now when I have these many followers watching me, watching every content I put out, every products that I advertise, they'll end up seeing it, right? And then somehow I've realized my value. So when sometimes people tell me like, oh, I'm going to send you this, can you do a free promotion? And I tell them like, I earn my bread and butter through marketing, through promotion, through social media, right? So people cannot take me for granted anymore because I know my value. So in that sense, I've also educated myself not to ask people for freebie. Like initially I would be like, oh, can you give this thing for free? I'll promote. Now I'm like, make best use of your promotion budget. In that way, we you know, like there's like both win-win situation here, say. So in that way, now I've learned my value, and I've also learned to give value to people that I affiliate myself with. So no more freebie.
So while I was away, I'm quite obsessed with my skincare routine and things like that. So I used to do quite a bit of it, and whenever people would ask me, oh, Ajim, where do you buy that? Where do you get it? I'm like, I'm all the way over there, I don't know. But Thimpunadi, my go-to place is this shop, and then when I came back here, the skincare store, they reached out to me and they sent me a bunch of stuff, and I was like, thank you, and I talked about it. And then I think many people had been influenced by it, and then I've had like a ripple effect of other businesses also reaching out saying, can we send you something and stuff. And I consider it a privilege because not only I get free things out of it, but I also feel fortunate that I've been given a platform where I can help other businesses to bloom, because I know how it feels for a business to slack off a bit, and it's like you're just sitting there, you have things surrounding you, nobody buying it, and it's like, how am I gonna pay the end of the monthly bill and stuff? So I feel lucky that I've been given that platform to receive and to give.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you ever feel pressure to like a product because it was a promotional package, you know?
I think I'm very raw. Like I tell like business owners, like I think people pretty much know how to give review. Like if it's bad, I don't say, whoa, it's so beautiful. I just say, oh, I received this. So I just let people know this is there, like, at least to celebrate the existence of the product.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is there.
Thank
if
you.
it's really good, then I go beyond. Like I just go do video rather than just like posting a picture shot on my stories. I just do video. It's genuine video. So in that way, I am shamelessly, unapologetically, very honest with the product reviews.
Thank you.
Yeah, and in that sense, sometimes as an influencer, you have to be very careful not to be carried away, because some businesses, their product could be not so appealing, but they would be willing to pay you a lot. So that's when it's like, oh, do I go for more money but bad product, or do I do a good product with minimal income? So in that way, there's a very thin line for us to be influenced by money sometime, and that has been one challenge for me a couple of years ago. But now I'm like, I think I would always go for like good products, because at the end of the day, people would be like, oh, because Denka said this is good. They will never say like, oh, the shop owner said it was good product. No, they would always pull my name. So I wouldn't want to affiliate my name with any bad thing.
Most of you, except for Denka. Denka, she's pursued vlogging as a full-on thingy. But with others, you have your jobs. You have other responsibilities. I'm sure that Denka also has. Well, how do you... Chundula said you have a routine as to you post on certain days. So how do you maintain that?
I just go with, what is comfortable for me, because like I have 3 children to look after. I have a lot of other responsibilities. So I always make sure I, tend to all those. And then when I have like a spare time of maybe an hour or 2, that's when I do my thing.
Out of 7 days, I'm working at my little restaurant, and it's lately it's a challenge to find some helpers in the shop. It's hard to keep people employed with you, and it's hard to find new one, again, train them. So I work hands-on like around 10 or 11 hours every day at the shop. I have 3 vlogs worth of footage sitting in my iPad, rotting away. Time is ticking. Yeah, I had been on a trip a month ago, and I still haven't been able to get the video out. So it's a little challenging like that for me, and it's my own shortcoming that I'm not able to balance my personal and professional life.
I was at a 9-to-5 job, so it's easier for me because I fortunately don't have children, and I just got recently married, and my husband is always really busy at work, so mostly I'm alone at home. So I feel like instead of after I come, usually in the past, once I get home from work, I rest and watch TV and just scroll through the internet. Instead, I try to like just utilize the time more efficiently. For example, I'm going to be just scrolling through the internet and watching a Korean series for about 5 to 6 hours. So at least like 2 to 3 hours, I just try to keep it aside for editing my videos. Because earlier I used to have it was a huge task to edit a video. But now with time, I take maximum about like 40 minutes to edit my clip. Yeah, so I just cut it. I don't really add any effects because I try to keep it as raw as possible. So basically it's just like some subtitles if I want it included below, and I just cut it and I just like add those subtitles, and I just like then render the video, and then it's done. It's very raw. If you have a look at my YouTube videos also, nothing fancy, just a raw version of what I'm actually doing. So because of that, with time I've gotten a little better at editing. So maximum it would take about an hour.
Denka has had someone with her attached for a while now, right? Or you've always had your camera guy and your editor?
No, when I started vlogging, like still now, like I vlog, when it's like travel vlogging, you will never see a filtered video, but I have my cameraman, because I not only do travel vlogging, but now I do lots of documentaries related to climate change. I do lots of advocacies, and for that I need cameraman, because I need to produce HD quality videos, right? So for that I have cameraman, but besides that, for Denka's Getaway is like solid, the rawest version that you have always seen. And I think that I shoot, I edit, I do everything by myself. And like how Tenzin said, I don't want people to I don't want to lose a sense of who Denka's Getaway is. So in that sense, I've always vlogged by myself.
Through vlogging, what was the most rewarding exposure, experience, or achievement you've had?
Every single day people write to me thanking me for the show, and it's mostly people from Australia.
Right.
Because they're away from home, and when they watch my, talking to people and hearing people's stories, somehow they can connect and thank you so much. So I get a lot of these messages, and for me that is the most rewarding thing, yeah. And also, like, even on my Instagram I get voice messages from, women from villages who are struggling, especially marital problems, financial problems, and they send me voice messages. They have started to believe so much in me that they think I have the solution to all their problems. I mean, it's quite a thing to have, like almost to a point of pressure. Yeah, I feel pressured. Remember, I was telling you one time, like, I just feel so drained because I used to get a lot of these messages. Some women on the verge of really, like, literally, wanting to end it all. And then it's a pressure for me, because if I don't respond to that message, and what if she does something the next morning? Oh, can I live with that guilt? So then I'm there up till 1. Listen, I've never met this, but I don't even know how the person is. So I'm like, listen, just go through this one night. Tomorrow morning you'll be, So I'm always kind of pushing these people not to give up and all that. It's really rewarding, but also a lot of pressure.
Every time I shoot a video, there's this small voice in my head that says, oh, no one's going to watch the video. I basically feel that, but when I actually, I feel, oh, no one's going to watch that, which actually, like, motivates me to even upload the video more raw, because I feel, oh, no one's going to watch it once out there. But then once out there, and then when I'm at a restaurant or I'm at a shop and I see some people come up to me or message me on my Instagram handle saying that they watch my video to de-stress, I think that unexpected gesture really takes me back.
Having a little bit of an online presence has definitely helped me in terms of my little restaurant business, because people are like, oh, Ajim, I watched your vlogs, when I saw about your restaurant, I came to try. So they're not only watching my stuff and saying nice things like they do to everyone here, all of us, but they're also bringing me money. I mean, it's helping my business in a way. Yeah. And recently I took a short trip to central Bhutan, and I did not expect any of those sorts, but then I received like free room upgrades and like very fun perks and very
You've just started.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club.
expensive places, and it made me feel very uncomfortable because I never but then it was obviously very nice. And I think that the way people have just watched my little crusty dusty videos and show up to the restaurant might just sound like a small thing, but it has its ripple effect that it helps me pay bills, it helps my family live a more comfortable life every single day, month. So I'm always grateful for all of that, I think. Yeah.
This is one of your identities now, to be on social media. And there are times where we want to unplug. How do you guys do that when you want to go off the grid?
For me, it has become difficult now. Like Chundula said, I used to social detox myself before. That I would detox myself for a month. Like for me now, just to take like a week detox, it has become very difficult because I schedule my post, I schedule with affiliate marketing, and I would have given out the date saying like, oh, by this date your ad will be out. And then if I'm detoxing myself from social media, then I do not deliver on time. So in that way, it has become a bit of challenge for me. Unless like I'm not doing good health-wise, that's when I just shut down everything and I just go low. Otherwise, it's becoming a challenge.
How do you unwind from social media? It loops you in, and it brings you in without you even realizing that you've been on it. Especially after you post the content, I'm telling you, you'll keep going, checking the views going. I do it, so I'm guessing.
I do that for 30 minutes. Because I'm like, oh, how many views did I get? How many likes did I get? 30 minutes like matters to me. After that, I know whether that post will do good or not. But it's quite stressful, like you said. It just like keeps coming. And just to detox is becoming a challenge for me.
Because now you can't just deactivate.
It has become part of your life, basically, you know?
So how do you do it?
For me, if I have to just take a break, I just do it. I just do it, like, well, the longest I've been away from the internet is what, 3 days. So
I was thinking, oh, you might say 3 months. I was gonna
no, it's been 3 days, but now I want to try going for a week. Social media detox, absolutely
I think
nothing
that
for
would
a
be very
week.
healthy. In fact, all the vloggers, like, we should go on a boot camp together just to detox ourselves
Yeah,
from social
a week.
media.
I don't want this talk show to be the cause of people being deprived of their favorite content on social media. We're not going to do such things.
Yeah, we definitely need it big time.
You feel
Honestly, social media can be very rewarding, but also very toxic. It drains you. It honestly drains the life out of me.
I swear, TikTok drains me big time.
whether we like it or not, we are a part of a population that consumes social media, and we are also the ones putting out content there. But of late, there's been so many reckless content created on social media. How do you deal with it? Because you belong to that group of people now, whether you like it or not, you're content creators. So first of all, what advice do you give yourself? What are some guidelines you stick with? And secondly, what are some things you want to tell your young viewers and users of social media?
For me, I don't engage. Like, as soon as I see something toxic being, broadcasted live, like the father is beating up a child, or, all these, I just find it really, it's an embarrassment, firstly, that you are not able to use the freedom of social media that's been given to you. If you use it wisely, there are so many things you can do. You can really use it for your growth. But if you are not aware of all this and you take that route of, fighting and literally, I've seen this mother beating up the child. The father is on the other side of the live and fighting with the mother, and the mother is beating up the kid. And that was just like, on the next level, I feel. And people, I feel, are given too much freedom that they are not able to use it properly. That's what I feel.
I think there should be like strong social media literacy amongst ourselves first. Of course, like 4 of us, we are reaping the benefit of social media platform, but there are young people who do not realize, who do not even know the boundary of how far one should be going. Like young youth doing drug online, women fighting over a girl using abusive languages, which are quite not appealing
Over a boy.
over a boy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I think it's time our young people realize the thin line between their private life and social life, and know what to post, what to speak. So coming back to myself, my boundaries, I will not sabotage my sanity, my vanity. I'll not sacrifice my sleep 24 hours just to be live, talking nothing. Like if I'm going live, it's not like I don't go live. I often go live, but if I don't have things to talk, I don't go live. Like if I have something to talk, then yes, like you be purposeful, you be meaningful, send some message, make your presence like meaningful, at least when you go on social media platforms. So every time I go to schools, I always tell young people, just make best use of social media, capitalize on it, monetize on it, just create good contents rather than engaging in quite
Nonsensical.
nonsense.
Yeah. It's a waste of their time
it's
and
waste
our
of
data.
time.
What about Chundulat?
I think for me, I would like to speak on in the term of like a YouTube platform, because on YouTube, what I make a conscious effort to do is like when I have these mothers come up to me and say, my children watch your videos, then I tell myself that, okay, I shouldn't post anything and everything just because I want to be as raw as possible. I need to be mindful. Like I cannot just go to the club and dance all night and then put it on
That's
my
where
video.
you lose freedom. I loved you.
Yeah.
You can't go to
Yeah,
club anymore.
because then I don't want them to, learn something negative out of it.
Right.
But it's not that like going to a club is a bad thing, definitely to detox and all. Once in a while, usually I'm not a very like party person also, but once in a while, when I go out, I like to vlog it out because I'm with my friends and I'm enjoying. But then somehow, like you said, there's that pressure like, okay, if I put this out there are young kids watching me and I don't want them to copy that, because what may be age appropriate for me may not be for them. So I think that boundaries aren't explained properly. So definitely I think to the young viewers also, I would like to say that I think sometimes we tend to give, because I've looked after my niece a couple of times, and I know sometimes they can be a little cranky, and giving the phone is the best thing to like just help them evade the time off. But too much of screen time, I feel, can definitely impact. And I think latest research says also that when you have a lot of screen time given to your children, it can lead to autism and communication disorders, ADHD. So I think limiting the screen time at a tender age, definitely when they grow into an adult or as they grow into the past the adolescence phase, they become more mindful, I think. When you are already well learned at home about the pros and cons of social media, the literacy, basically social media literacy, you become more self-aware. And even if you don't fully become self-aware, at least out of the 100 things your parents say, 20% stays in your head. Like, so I feel definitely social media literacy, limiting screen time to the young viewers.
Well, ladies, some good advice from you guys to the younger people consuming and putting content out on social media. Thank you so much. We will now be going to our next short segment, all right?
Free Wi-Fi wherever I go.
Definitely free Wi-Fi.
I would opt for unlimited battery because I will not be able to shoot without my battery. I can still save the footages for the paid Wi-Fi, I guess.
Wi-Fi, one Wi-Fi, it's too expensive internet.
Night owl.
Definitely a night owl.
I'm both, but you'll be surprised. I'm more of a morning person. I love morning hours.
Whatever person my schedule requires me to be. If I need to be up early, I'm up. If I need to stay up late, you have me awake as well.
Never give up.
The mantra I humbly believe in is charity starts at home. Whether it's with your small habits or whether it's with the big ones, you have to practice it through introspection first.
You don't climb mountain for people to see you on top of the world, but you climb the mountain for you to see the world.
That everything happens for a reason. Everything always happens for a reason.
Lady Diana.
I would love to meet Mother Teresa because she's the epitome of kindness and giving, and I think that's something which many of us in this generation really suffer from, the detachment. So definitely Mother Teresa.
I have 1,001 questions for him.
First would be Tara, because I have too much to thank her. And the second would be younger me, because I want to tell her that we're going to grow up and do fun things like this here with amazing women like them.
Women vloggers have significantly impacted the digital landscape, showcasing their creativity, resilience, and diverse perspectives. Their unique content not only entertains, but also empowers and inspires millions globally, breaking stereotypes and paving the way for future generations. As we celebrate these dynamic creators, it's clear that the future of vlogging is brighter and more inclusive than ever before. No wonder there are so many new and upcoming vloggers trying their hand at it. Thank you for watching. Remember, your story is a part of the greater narrative of change and progress. Until next time, keep writing your own Her Story.